What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. It is Friday, June 3rd, 2022. We are here 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm your boy, the coach, and we are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting. It's not close. Do you know what makes me feel good when I see Ray, Jairi, Ray, Eric, Author, everybody in the chat? What makes me feel good is to know that all of our hard work yesterday paid off in a major way. Look at all of the check marks we had yesterday. Oh, where do I start? Zach Attack, SportsLine, the site, M Squared again, Blue Jays, no sweat. I think they scored 8 or 9. I stay hot. 2 cashes on the show yesterday. And, of course, Johnny Bollman, the Braves, scored 13 runs in Colorado. Beautiful. And then Early Edge in 5, another solid show as well. I hit 2 there. Prop Stars hits 1 there. Remember, you don't have to win every play. All we're trying to do is win more than we lose. Little same-game parlay courtesy of M Squared as well. We rolled in, and we'll have that every time we have an NBA Finals game. Next one is on Sunday. But look at this is a Friday for me. This is supposed to be an off day for me, and look what I have right here. Now, I've got to start because out of respect for my man Calvin Wetzel, I've got a flat brim today, and you go with the curved brim today. What are you doing?
I had to rep the WNBA. I got my curved brim WNBA hat, so had to mix it up a little bit. But hey, I'm loving your hat, Coach.
Thank you very much. Next, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the man is a savage. As Dana White says, if you don't know, now you know. M Squared, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everybody. Just sweating some French Open tennis over here. Zverev, Nadal. Got some one-day baseball game today at Wrigley.
Sir?
Yeah, good morning, Coach. I wish I could say it was as beautiful in Miami down here, but we've got a tropical storm rolling over, so I'm really just hoping to keep power and hoping that this Miami regional and college baseball gets going, because I don't know if it's going to get started until at least Saturday or Sunday.
There is nothing worse than rain delays in regionals. Pitching gets screwed up. It just and sometimes the best team doesn't always win because of the pitching issues.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into our storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And you just heard Johnny talk about it. The weather is always important, and we've got the best. We've got the best. M Squared, you're up first.
Yeah, relatively quiet day in terms of weather in Major League Baseball, but we do have a few spots with boosts in both directions. Kansas City, Houston on the road in Kansas City, plus 15% in home run hitting, plus 10% run scoring across the board. Dodgers, Mets out in LA here, minus 10% over a baseline game in terms of overall run scoring. And then just a slight boost at Yankee Stadium, Detroit, New York Yankees, around 5 to 6% boost, just enough to where we start to notice it.
A couple of very quick questions from the chat, Mikey. Cardinals team total over 3.5. Easy early money from Air Bailey. Your thoughts?
I don't hate it. I definitely don't like the under on it. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. The weather is interesting there because we do have a little bit of wind, but the humidity is actually very low. Kind of negate each other. It's going to play like a very neutral game at Wrigley today.
All right. Second question, Drew, M Squared, do your simulations you post on SportsLine include team totals or just game totals?
Just game totals, but you can derive the team totals from them if you want to. In the future, I might break down the math a little further for you, though, but not currently.
The man works hard. I'm telling you, he works every single minute of the day. So if he's not doing it, there's a reason why. Now, let's go from the weather to the bullpen report. Johnny B, you're up.
Yeah, let's go with the bullpen report today. So got to talk about the Padres closers after last night. Nabil Crismatt and Taylor Rogers. They've both been struggling, but Rogers has been seriously struggling lately. He's now allowed runs in 3 straight outings while blowing a save opportunities in 2 of them. Rogers gave off a leadoff hit, then hit 2 batters in a row, up 4-1 in the 9th yesterday. So if that doesn't tell you that he's not feeling good right now, I really don't know what does. And this is very important because the Padres don't have any other reliable relievers other than these 2 guys. So it's something to keep an eye on. The Rockies bullpen is not only the worst in the league, but they're very worked after a doubleheader 2 days ago. Daniel Bard threw 42 pitches and 42 pitches 2 days ago and could still be unavailable today. And even if he does pitch, he won't be feeling 100%. The Angels bullpen blew another game yesterday, the second game of the doubleheader against the Yankees. There were a lot of people asking me if this team was for real when they were 24-13, and I promptly shut them down. This team is not built to win. They have no depth. They have no pitching depth, especially. They need Ohtani and Trout to perform at an MVP level to even finish 500, and neither is doing that right now. So the Angels are seriously struggling, and I don't see them turning it around anytime soon.
I almost played them in game 2 of the Yankees last night. I bet them personally. I almost put it out on SportsLine because the Angels, I live here. They're just not a very good team right now. Thank you, Johnny, very much. I had a question for you, and I can't remember what it is. All right, now let's move on to our next storyline. And I tell you what, you guys ask, we deliver. You said, we want WNBA. My man, Calvin Wetzel, what do you got for us today, big boy?
Yeah, so I want to talk about the Connecticut Sun. They're playing 2 games in 2 days in 2 cities. They played last night in Las Vegas. Beat the best team in the league, handed them just their second loss. Now they got to go play in Phoenix. Books have been really slow to put these lines out when a team plays the night before. This is the only game that we don't have lines for yet. But we've seen this at any level of basketball, how hard it is to do. If I remember correctly, this is how the Warriors lost their first game in, was it 2015 or whenever they started, like 24-0? Their first loss, right, was a back-to-back on the road, I think, to the Bucks. So I think this is a great fade spot when the lines do come out for Connecticut, especially maybe in the second half. This is pretty rare in the WNBA, and books don't take it into account as much as the NBA with travel and rest and things like that. And unlike the NBA, they have to fly commercial, so it's even harder to do this with that quick commercial turnaround flight. We saw the Fever do it earlier this week. They were leading at halftime as underdogs, got blown out in the second half, lost by 13, put up only 8 points in the fourth quarter. So once these lines drop, especially the half and quarter lines, fade Connecticut, fade the offense late, second half, fourth quarter unders, go with a Mercury spread in the second half, whatever you can. I think it's a great spot to fade the travel and the rest.
I think that travel is a really big deal. Years ago, and people think I'm bragging when I say this, I flew on Vince's private jet for 3 years. It wasn't a luxury. Trust me, it was a necessity to get from A to B. When you're flying commercial and you had all that extra time and stress, that's a big deal instead of just walking right onto the plane. It's a big deal. All right, we've got a full board today, and the hardest thing to do in sports betting is to follow up a great day with another great day. That's just what we do. But before we get to our board, we're so big now, we've got to pay the bills. So let's hear from one of our partners. And we are back. It is now time for our board for the day, and we spend a lot of time putting this together. So 2 big plays from SportsLine. If you're not a member, what in the world are you doing? Simulations. All 3 of these right here. You can get all of their handicapping. You can get our analysis. You can get it all for one very, very low price. And at SportsLine, you won't see any 5% bombs of the week. Not here. So we're going to go France, Denmark, 2:45 Eastern time from the guru, Martin W. Green. We're going to take France minus 145. Why? Because he said so. Then play number 2. We're going to do the whole bounce back thing. In the NHL, it's a very real thing. We're going to take, and this scares me a little bit, the Tampa Bay Lightning on the road at MSG minus 125 to even the series. And yes, if you go to SportsLine, the handicapper that is on this game currently, Matt Severance, making an appearance on the show. All right. You guys know it doesn't matter the day. It doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the scenario. When I get to do this, my heart is full and my day starts off right. So M squared, you know the drill, son. Oh my goodness. It feels so good last night. Celtics, futures, winning the NBA title. You got to win the first one. Oh, give it to me.
All right, Coach, let's hit them with another team total here. Houston Astros on the road in Kansas City. We're taking them over 4.5 runs, minus 115, still widely available at this price point. I want to pick on Brady Singer a little bit. You look at his results and you would say he's been pretty good. 264 actual weighted on base average so far, but the expected weighted on base average balloons up to 312. And I'd be willing to bet that number lands north of 340 at the end of this month. Looking at how often he's getting barreled up at 8.1%, that puts him at 341st out of all of the pitchers who've thrown so far this season. That's not a good situation at all. Meanwhile, the Astros, huge positive VMI, obviously guaranteed 9th inning team at bat. Singer, I don't project him to last past the 5th inning here. The Royals have the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. Going to be a great opportunity here for the Astros to put up 5+ runs. And if you're into in-game betting, I think there's also going to be opportunities here to get a reduced number if the Astros haven't scored in the first 2 innings. That one's down to 3.5, and I would absolutely jump on it at that point too.
That actually happened to me on your Blue Jays team total, Mikey. I forgot to get it in. So then when I went to the game, it was like second or third inning. They hadn't scored yet. So I got the number at a much lower price, and then they still end up scoring 8 runs. So great, great advice, as always, from our main man. Johnny, 2 quick issues with you. So before the show, we talk a lot and we do a little pre-show thing. And I said to you that I had 2 bets on Hideki who got disqualified yesterday, and I forgot that I even made the bet. And what did you say to me?
I said, you're really hot when that's how you're winning bets.
Very true. Very true. The second issue that I have with you, I cannot remember now, but I will tell you this real quick. France, Denmark, both teams to score. Ashley in the chat says she likes that bet. Ashley, I'll roll with you. I love both teams to score. All right. So, Johnny, I'll remember the other thing that I have for you. But in the meantime, you are up, sir, because I cannot wait to hear your play today. What do you got?
Yeah, let's do it, Coach. So I like the Giants at -150 against the Marlins today. Eliezer Hernandez has seriously struggled for the Marlins this season, and he hasn't been much better at home. He's taking on a Giants offense today that is chomping at the bit after facing a dominant Sandy Alcantara yesterday. I think they'll be happy to face absolutely anyone else. Alex Cobb is coming off a quality start, and he's pitched well on the road this season. However, his road ERA is inflated, but that's because he pitched at Coors Field to start after pitching against the Rockies lineup at home. So that's not only the Coors Field advantage, but also a hitter's advantage there. He's pitched well on the road other than that outing. I usually find that it's the second day after a long road trip where the exhaustion takes place, and the Miami Marlins traveled back from Colorado 2 nights ago after playing over 18 innings of baseball that day. The Marlins are also missing key players in Garrett Cooper, Brian Anderson, and Joe Wendell, who are all recently injured. Before last night, the Marlins had lost 8 of their last 11 games. I like the Giants on the road.
Oh, I like them a lot too, especially the second day fatigue little nugget. By the way, God, I feel like I'm just 2 steps behind this morning in the chat. Oh, Jeffrey, a nice little nugget for everybody out there if you're not looking at the chat. The Tampa Bay Lightning 18-0 following a playoff loss over the past 3 seasons. Take it for what you will. All right, it is now my turn. And I try not to get ahead of myself. I joke all the time. I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. But right now, I am scorching hot. And I'm not one of your old school guys where I go, oh, I'm 18-2. No. I just go to work every day, lunch pail in hand, and give you winners. That's what I do. So today, we're going to go D-backs Pirates over 7.5. And by the way, at SportsLine, it's a rated A play. These 2 teams have been hitting well. The Pirates coming off a great sweep of the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks scoring a lot of runs as well. We love this number. 7.5 -117. Then our second play, what do we tell you all the time? The one thing you can't do in sports betting is say, hey, I bet on this team 2-3 days in a row. Can't go back to the well. Why not? Why can't you? We will today. You're going to give me the National League Cy Young Award winner, and that's who Corbin Burns is going to be. And you're going to give me a -150 or lower? That's a steal. That is a steal. We'll take the Brewers -150. Now, I see some people in the chat every now and then. They take shots at all of us. But one thing that I don't do is lose confidence in any of my team members. So that's why when I decide to give Calvin Wetzel the maestro spot, it's with all the confidence in the world. Calvin, bring us home.
Appreciate that, Coach. So we're going with the Mystics tonight, -11.5. They've been one of the best teams against the spread all season, and they're facing the Liberty, who have honestly been one of the worst teams against the spread all season. I see that continuing for both sides tonight. The Liberty did cover in their last game, but it took a lot of travel and rest issue. That was the game I talked about earlier with the Fever, where the Fever collapsed in the 4th quarter. The Liberty were favorites and were down at halftime before that exhaustion just took over. And that's what it took for the Liberty to finally cover a spread. I don't think they're going to cover another one here after turning around and traveling from that game, coming on the road to Washington, who now has Elena Delle Donne back, the former MVP, who has had those back issues. She's healthy, but she's had some load management, so she's missed some games just for rest purposes, but she is back in the lineup for this one. Huge boost for them. So I like this one to be a blowout, and I don't think New York is even going to hit the 70-point mark, so definitely take the Mystics however you can get them.
Do they have team totals in WNBA, Calvin?
They do.
Do they? Okay. So
maybe
maybe
I would take New York team total under if you can get it.
All right. Very good. That's what I was asking. Thank you for thinking about what I was going to do. All right. What a great show today. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the jeweler, and it looks absolutely glorious. Calvin Wetzel's on the Mystics -11.5, maybe a little sprinkle on the under team total. Astros team total over 4.5, -115 from Mike, who's been absolutely slaying these bets as of late. Johnny B, the Giants, you heard the reasoning. Moneyline -150. Then, if you're going to cash with me, you got to play these two. Arizona, Pittsburgh, over 7.5, -117. And the Brewers, they're going to beat the Padres again and again and again. -150. Corbin Burns is on the hill tonight. Then two big plays from SportsLine. France, moneyline, -145, courtesy of the Guru. Then Lightning, bounce back. They lost game one, -125. I see some of you in the chat say, hey, I'm staying away. Guess what? You're allowed to. Nobody's forcing you to make any of these plays. So if you don't want to play the Lightning, don't play the Lightning. Jeweler, show your face. By the way, what do you think of my flat brim Calvin Wetzel hat today? You like it?
It's absolutely sick. I mean, I think like you, Calvin, Max Verstappen, only guys who can rock a flat.
Oh, me and Max. I like it. All right.
I've tried it before.
Jeweler.
It's not a good look.
Not a good look.
This is actually
what do you
kind of a flat brimish. I got the Jewelers Gym parlay today. We're not going to go with the square play because we saw how that worked yesterday. So first leg is round 2, Will Zalatoris over Jason Day. This starts round just after 1 p.m. Eastern. I mean, we sort of have a phrase in golf, right? And that's like when Will Zalatoris is putting well, watch out because he should win a tournament sooner than later, especially if that putter is rolling hot, which it was yesterday, gained over 2 strokes on the green. So we'll take him over Jason Day. That's on DraftKings. Golf matchups are always diverse everywhere, but that specific one is on DraftKings. You could probably find it elsewhere. And then, hey, scared money don't make money. So I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning money line, throw that into the parlay, +198. I'm expecting a bounce back. The Rangers are coming off of huge momentum against their last series. The Lightning absolutely destroyed the Panthers, so kind of had a letdown spot for that game 1. We'll take them with the bounce back. Like mentioned before, 18-0 after a playoff loss. Vasilevsky does extremely better coming off a loss in postseasons, last 3 postseasons, plus 3.27 goals allowed average. In the game after that loss, 1.49. So
I feel like you're trying
hopefully we get a better performance.
I feel like you're trying to talk your way into this pick because I represent
absolutely
the chat, and the chat is not with you on this pick, and I am not with you on this pick.
Jeweler, I'm with you for the record. Let it show.
There we go.
Johnny B decides to ruin the flow and back.
I got to back my man Jeweler.
Interesting.
Can't let him be alone here.
All right, let's remember this point of the show. I'm going to pause. So we have a good in and we have a good out. We'll see what happens later today, but I like it. Jeweler, you're the man. By the way, bet that Zalatoris straight too, because he's going to beat the socks off of Jason Day today. It's fast. It is drying out. And if you don't hit the fairway, you've got no shot at this golf course today. Zalatoris is hitting as good as anybody. Play that straight as well. All right. I love this show. I love all of you at home. I love doing this so much. I can't even tell you. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, I love them all. Calvin Wetzel, even when he doesn't wear a straight brimmed hat. The Bullpen, M Squared, and of course the jeweler, always taking care of business on the ones and the twos. I am the coach. Don't forget, later today, 4 p.m. Eastern time, early edge in 5. That's right, 5 minutes or less. More storylines, more best bets. We grind for you right here at the early edge. Good luck.